Hey guys, we are starting a brand new module lesson 1. It's on page 401. So if you will turn to that page, we will look at comparing fractions using concrete and visual models. Now concrete would be something that you can actually hold in your hand. Visual is something you see. So we're looking at those, and we're looking at a couple of dog houses here. We've got Raphael and Frankie's doghouse. Raphael and Frankie each paint 4 equal parts of their doghouse walls. Each wall is the same size. Who uses more paint? Okay, so this is just a long rectangle, and Raphael has 6 spots. So I'm going to, we're not measuring, so we're just going to kind of eyeball it. We're going to do half here, and we'll make this into 3 spaces on this side, and this into 3 spaces. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Whenever you divide it in half that way, sometimes it makes it easier to split up the other parts more equally. Now Frankie, on the other hand, his is a little different. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to chop it in half, but instead of making 3 on each side, we're going to make 4 on each side. So that would be, actually, if we split this in half, that's 2, and then split those in half, that would be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's split this in half, and then split those in half. So we should have a total of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So half, half, and half. So 4 equal parts. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. And Frankie, he paints 4 of his, because remember, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths that he's painted. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, 4, 6. I'm looking at the wrong one. Let's fix that. All right, he painted 4 of the 6 spaces, so it's 4, 6. Make that a little bit darker so you can see. All right, this one we're shading in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 of the 8 pieces. That's 4 eighths. So 4 eighths stops right here. 4, 6 stops right here. We have the same numerator, notice, but the denominator is different. Now remember, the bigger the denominator, the smaller the piece. So this is 1/8. See how small it is? And look at 1/6. 1/6 is not a whole lot bigger, but it is definitely bigger. So that's what we're looking at today. We're comparing fractions using visual models mainly here today. All right, if you need to pause it, pause it. If not, we're going to turn the page and see what else we've got to do today. Whoops. I printed these on one-sided, so you turn the page. I have to switch pages. All right, Jasper City Parks Department marks off 3/4 of its south rink for family skating. In the north rink, 3/8 of the space is used for family skating. Both rinks are the same size and shape. All right, so here's our things. So south rink, 3/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 3/4 here so I know what we're trying to do here. North rink, we'll do 3/8 because that's what they said here. So 4th, straight down, straight across. Try to get it, eyeball it to try and get it as close as you can. So there's 3/4. Now 3/8 on the other hand, we're going to do straight down. We're going to make it into 8 pieces. And then we're going to go just like what we did for the 4ths, except we're going to take those 4ths and we're going to split them in half to make 8. And we have 3/8. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay? So here is 3/4, all of this, all the way over to here. Shade that in a little better. And 3/8 would be here all the way over to here. Okay? So the question is, which rink has a larger area for family skating? This big space or this space? That's right, South Rink would be bigger. So South Rink, how do we know? We know that 3/4 is greater than, because it's bigger than 3/8. And then that's what we're doing right here. 3/4 is greater than 3/8, like so. Give you a second in case you need a second to catch up. All right, moving on to this next one. Now we're comparing 4/8 and 5/8. So these are both, they've already divided them up for you. So I'm going to go ahead and label. Here's 4/8 we'll do on this one. 5/8 we'll do on this one. Now look, the denominator's the same. That makes life a little easier. If the denominators are the same, we look at the numerator. But we're going to shade in 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4/8. And we'll shade in 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So we've shaded in all of this section. Shade that in a little better. And all of these 4. So, which one is larger? 5/8. And notice, remember I told you whenever the denominators are the same, look at the numerator. 4 is smaller than 5, so 5 is going to be bigger. So 5/8 is going to have the larger amount because one more space is shaded. So that means 4/8 is less than 5/8. So whenever you have a question and the denominators are the same, just look at the numerator. Which one's bigger, 4 or 5? Yeah, 5's bigger. So 5/8 is going to be bigger than 4/8. Okay? All right, now we're moving on and we're looking at a number line. Emily climbs 2/8 of the way up a climbing wall. Now Ryan climbs 2/3 of the way up. Show how you can compare the fractions on the number line. All right, so we're going back to number lines. This is divided into 8s. How do I know that? That denominator right there says we're doing that. And we're going 2. So there's 1, 2. So 2/8 is going to be right here. And I'm going to label it 2/8. 2/3, this one is divided into thirds. Why? Because the denominator said so. And we're going 2 of those 3 spaces. Now notice these spaces. This denominator is smaller, but look at that big old piece. That's a big denominator, and look at that tiny little jump. So we're doing 2/3. Boom, 1, 2. 2/3 is all the way down here. So here's 2/8. Here is 2/3. So 2/8 is definitely less than 2/3. 2/3 is my big fraction. So remember, you can put 2 dots by your big number, or big fraction in this case, 1 dot by your small fraction, and connect those dots. So who climbs higher? Definitely Ryan. 2/3 is higher, because we're climbing up the wall, than 2/8. Okay? Now, it's pause the video time in just a second, because you're going to answer 5 whole questions. You're going to answer these 3 here, read your directions, do what it says to do. You got to look at these spinners here to be able to figure this out. And I'm looking, these two are shaded in. That didn't copy on my paper, but you have two shaded in here, and these two are shaded in over here. So I'm going to shade those in so you can see that a little bit better. And I'll have to go back and shade these because it didn't copy on my paper too well. Then on the back side, you've got a couple of word problems. Read those carefully and answer those. And then I'll meet you back here in a few minutes while I work on mine, and then we'll check it. So work carefully and don't start that video until you're ready to check your answers. Do those 5 questions. See you in a few minutes. Okay guys, let's look at what you've got here. Let's check your work. So, which spinner has the larger area shaded? 2/4 is greater than 2/6, so you should have that filled in. This amount is really half if you look at it, because 2/4 reduces down to a half. And you'll do that later in 4th and 5th grade. But that's half of that. That's not half. So this is bigger. 2/4 is greater than 2/6. Then at the bottom, you had to do your own shading on this one. So here is 4/8. Here is 4/6. So you can see that 4/6 is more shaded than 4/8. So 4/8 is less than 4/6. Make sure your point of your arrow or your greater than less than sign is going in the right direction. Sometimes that can be confusing. So make sure you're pointing at the 4/8 because 4/6 is bigger. Then 4/6 and 2/6. Oh, look at here. The denominator's the same. So look at that numerator. Which one's bigger? Yep, 4. And you can see on that visual model that 4/6 is greater than 2/6. If you need to fix something, pause the button or hit that pause button and fix anything you missed. All right, and then on the other side, let's look. Tim compared total votes for voters aged 18 to 24 in the 2016 election. 2/8 of the people aged 18 to 24 voted. And then in 2018, 2/6 of the same age group voted. In both elections, about the same number of voters were counted. Votes were counted. Which election did more people aged 18 to 24 vote? All right, so 2016 is 2/8. So you should have divided this up into 8 equal sections, shaded in 2 of them. 2018, on the other hand, is 2/6, divided into 6 equal pieces, shade 2 of those. So which one did more people vote? You can see that all the way here is here, so it's more. So 2018, more people voted because 2/6 is greater than 2/8. Then Patty walks 2/4 of a mile on Monday and 3/4 of a mile on Tuesday. On which day does Patty walk a shorter distance? Oh, shorter distance. You know what? I did not read that carefully. So the answer would be, yep, I did not read this question correctly. You caught me. I didn't read my directions the way I was supposed to. I just assumed they were talking about the one that was further down the number line. That's not true. It says, which day does Patty walk a shorter distance? See? I didn't read my directions. So which one is closer to 0? 2/4 right here. So I'm going to have to rewrite my answer. Now this is right. 2/4 is less than 3/4. So that's right. But on which day does she walk that shorter distance? Monday. If you got that right, you beat me because I did not follow directions. So you can say 2/4 is closer to 0 on that number line. Okay, good job. All right, guys, you're going to work on your ed assignment on this, and I will try to read my directions a little better. See you later.